Hello guys, welcome back and welcome to my channel. I'm Za and this is Za Canada. Thank you sa mga nag-subscribe sa akin lately at kung hindi pa, mag-subscribe na po kayo. And in my channel, we normally talk about Filipinos here in Canada at kung ano-ano pa. Well, in this episode, we are going to talk about one of the options na naisip ko bago mag-expire yung work permit namin. So we are going to talk about being a worker and transitioning into international student. So ano nga ba ang mga pros and cons niyan? Bakit nga ba hindi na namin pinursu ang pagiging international student here in Canada? And what are the advantage of learning a new language instead? So, yan ang pag-uusapan natin sa video na to. Watch till the end.
From islands to maple leaves, strength of a heart that believes. Goodbye to Manila, hello to the crisp air, taking a risk with a dream and a prayer. From bustling streets to the...
Thank you sa pagstay dito sa channel na to. And going back to our main topic, there was a time when I honestly thought to myself that there's only one option left for us. Parang ito na lang yung nag-iisang option para makapag-stay kami dito sa Canada. Bakit? First, nakatira kami sa Vancouver. Dito kami sa isa sa mga may pinakamataas na unemployment rate sa bansa. Ibig sabihin, kapag mataas ang unemployment rate dito sa isang big city, mahihirapan yung mga employer namin na mag-apply ng LMIA para sa amin. Kaya siguro, international student na lang. And papalapit yung expiry date ng work permit namin. And besides, marami namang eskwelahan dito sa Vancouver. So alam naman natin yan na isa sa mga city ng Canada ang Vancouver. At yung mga big schools or big universities is nandito mismo sa lugar na to. So, but syempre, tiningnan ko yung mga options kasi marami din nagsasabi na mag-aral ka na lang. And in fact, isa yan sa mga comment na nabasa ko na re-replyan ko pa lang or na-replyan ko na, hindi ko sure. From the time that I posted this video, maybe na-replyan ko na siya. Na nagsabi sa akin na ba't hindi ka mag-aral na lang? So most probably, binasa niya lang yung thumbnail ng video ko and nag-comment siya. Hindi niya tinapos hanggang dulo. Anyway, I asked myself 1,000 of questions. Siyempre, unang-una, saan ako mag-aaral? Magkano yung gagastusin namin? Ilang oras lang ang pwede kaming magtrabaho? Yung course ba na kukunin ko is eligible para kumuha ng spousal open work permit pa din. Kasi sa matatandaan natin, there are only a few category na pwede mong makuha ang iyong asawa o ang iyong partner. So, chinek din namin yung timeline. Gaano tayo katagal mag-aaral? The fastest program that we have here is 1 year. Kapag 1 year ba ang kinuha, mababawi ba agad natin yan? Kapag iisa lang ang tao nagtatrabaho sa atin, kagaya yan. But as far as I know, kung 1 year lang ang pag-aaralan mo, you won't be able to sponsor your partner or your spouse. And the more that I think, the more that I what do you call that? the more that I explore all of the questions behind those, or all of the answers behind those questions that I mentioned, doon ko na-realize na there is a better solution for or to extend the expiry of our work permit. And definitely, may pros pa rin naman ang pagiging international student dito sa Canada. So for example, if you are going to be eligible for those program, let's say the 2-year program, as far as I know, yung 2-year program or master's degree or those occupations or those courses that are eligible for spousal open work permit, which means na may magiging katuwang ka pa rin naman. And, of course, makakapag-stay ka pa rin dito sa Canada, may extend mo yung status mo, and at the same time, your spouse would be able to work with you. Hindi kayo magkakalayo. Okay? But then again, if you are going to weigh the pros and the cons, ito na nga yung mga tinignan ko. So, what are the cons? Ano nga ba yung mga disadvantage ng pagiging international student dito sa Canada? At bakit hindi nga talaga yan yung pinili namin na tahakin na landas? Or why we didn't choose that particular pathway for us? So, the first one, the tuition is very expensive. Alam naman natin na if you are going to be an international student here in Canada, you have to spend more or less 20,000 Canadian dollars. That is as far as I know, okay? Per year. 20,000 Canadian dollars per year dito kung mag-aaral ka. And labas dyan ang proof of funds. So which means na there should be a lot of money in your bank account in order para makakuha ka ng student visa dito. So, hindi porket nabayaran mo at nandito ka na sa Canada, nabayaran mo yung 20,000 na tuition fee, is ligtas ka na sa proof of funds. May kailangan ka pa rin. Which means that even you are applying inside or outside Canada, you still need to suffice all the documents that this program need. Sorry, medyo nasa mid ako, kaya kailangan nating i-pause ang video. So, going back to school means another major financial commitment. So, yun na nga yung sinasabi ko. Hindi basta-basta sa tuition fee nagtatapos sa mga bagay-bagay. Siyempre, aside from your tuition fee, then you'll have to pay for your house, or your accommodation here in Canada, and of food, groceries, phone bill, utilities, diba? So, yan. Next is balancing studies and work. You'll have to prioritize definitely your studies as well, at syempre, pa-prioritize mo rin yung pagtatrabaho at the same time. Kailangan mong seryosohin yung dalawang bagay. Hindi yung, kasi dito, may tinatawag rin tayong misrepresentation. There was this video that I saw in YouTube as well, na there was a group of international students that they were telling immigration that they were not able to focus in their study because marami nga silang ginagawang trabaho para mabayaran yung mga tuition fee nila. Which is in the first place mali. Kasi the reason why you are here, you should always prioritize your studies first before working. Kasi inassume ni Canada na kaya ka mag-aaral sa Canada is because, or kaya ka pupunta dito sa Canada is because mag-aaral ka, hindi ka magtatrabaho. And that is part of one of your requirements as well is to give the SOP. Yung SOP na yan is yung letter na nagpapatunay na, or letter of explanation na magpapatunay na kailangan na nagpapaalam ka na i-approve ni Canada ang iyong work permit kasi gusto mo ditong mag-aral. 'Di ba? And then, syempre, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin sa kanila na, ay, hindi na ako mag-aaral kasi ang taas ng tuition fee dahil nga, ang taas ng tuition fee, wala na akong pambayad. 'Di ba? In the first place, hindi yan ang sinabi mo sa SOP. Okay? Next is, studying doesn't automatically guarantee permanent residence or another work permit. O, diba? Again, being an international student, in some cases, doesn't guarantee, or in most cases, not just some, doesn't guarantee permanent residence or work permit. In fact, there are a lot, most recent report, there are actually a lot of international students that are being refused of PGWP nowadays because of the recent changes in IRCC. So, at that time, I already started asking myself, what else can I do? And hindi naman lingid sa kaalaman yun lahat na ever since I started this vlog is I was already learning French because gusto ko nga rin na i-explore yung mga ibang options ko. And gusto ko ring patunayan sa sarili ko na at least ginawa ko ang lahat bago ko nag-give up or bago ko isinuko yung dream ko dito sa Canada. Kasi it's never been easy naman pati. Never been easy na yung pagpunta pa lang namin dito sa Canada. There are so much challenges that we've gone through bago pa kami nakarating dito. And ganun-ganun ko na lang siya maisusuko. Siyempre, hindi. So, instead of spending my money or our money on tuition, I invested learning a new language instead. Kumbaga, instead na mag-ipon kami ng pera, kasi, anyway, just to give you a short background again, na 2023, when we came back here, when we arrived here in Canada is, at that time, medyo naghihigpit-higpit na. So, mapapansin, nararamdaman na namin na, what if hindi kami nag-extend? Or what if, hindi pala nag-extend. What if hindi na-extend ang work permit namin? So, bago pa, like 2 years, even 2 years or 1.5 year before mag-expire ang work permit namin, we already thought of a better plan kung paano siya ma-extend without the LMIA or without relying so much in our employer. Kasi French is one of the options as well para maging PR ka dito. Because there is this thing called the French category-based selection. So, going back, instead of spending our money on tuition, we invested it instead in learning a new language. Pero sasabihin ko lang na hindi siya naging madali kasi kailangan mag-aral ka bago ka pumasok ng trabaho, pagkatapos mong pumasok ng trabaho, during weekends, weekdays, holiday, lahat yan, kailangan mong mag-aral. Hindi ka pwedeng tumigil. And at that time, there was also one moment that you wanted to quit. Pero lagi kong iniisip, I kept on reminding myself that this is not just for an exam. Hindi ko lang basta-basta para maipasa ko lang yung exam. It's not all about the exam, but it's going to be for our future. And here's the result. Syempre, if you have watched my previous video, I already mentioned that we've got approved for the Francophone Mobility Work Permit Program, which is one of the LMIA exempt program dito sa Canada para makakuha ka ng work permit. As long as you have a job offer, employer participation, and a proof of French exam na required para dun sa level na hinihingi ng program. So, ayun na nga. So, French has become one of the best investments I ever made. Kasi, investment, bakit? Kasi, aside from the time and the effort, meron pa rin naman akong binayaran ng mga tutor dyan. Mga tutor, kasi hindi lang isa naging tutor dito sa French exam. There were times na yung mismong tutor yung parang nag-quit. Siguro kasi hindi nila kinaya yung oras ng Canada. Nasa ibang nasa ibang lupalop sila ng mundo. Yung isa nasa Morocco, yung isa nasa Paris, yung isa naman nasa Dominican Republic. Iba't ibang reason kung bakit kailangan ko magpalit or kailangan silang palitan. Okay? So, bakit sila ayun. So, yun na nga. If you would like to know more about how did I book for a French tutor, then don't forget to comment below. I-comment nyo lang kung anong gusto nyong topic sa susunod na vlog about everything about my experience with regard to the French language. Okay? So, I guess that should be it for now. Maikli lang tong video na to when it comes to international student. I touched on this international student topic kasi I know that there are so much people here in Canada that is about to expire their work permit as well as a worker, and who is located in those area that is having a lot of unemployment rate. Tama ba yun? Basta yun. Nakuha nyo naman yung idea ko. So, I'm not saying that international student is a bad idea. Okay? It's absolutely the right decision for you, but don't just choose it because everybody else is doing it. Okay? Research all of your options, think long-term, and ask yourself, what is the best pathway for my situation? Okay? So, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe into my channel. At laging tatandaan, hindi kailangang maraming pera, basta may peace of mind. Until next time, goodbye.
Finding our rhythm in this glorious land.